Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome.
Hello.
Oops.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. How is everyone?
Hello.
Testing.
Everyone is good. Testing.
All right. G'day. Good and good and good. Good to see you. If you are good.
Good to see you.
G'day, Angelita. G'day, Judy. G'day, Carol. How you going? People, you know the deal. Please share us out, unless you're ashamed of us. In that case, I will understand.
Well, I'm going to do some sharing.
This is my understanding. That's okay. How is everyone today? Welcome to More Than a Reading Show. People, and I guess you know this show is more than a reading show, considering it's written up there. And if you would like a reading, there's a catch. There's a catch. You must come on the show. Okay, get past the comfort zones. That's what we're here to do. We're here to help you break down barriers, here to help you be the best version of you can be. Because at the end of the day I'll give you readings and say this is going to happen, that's going to happen. But if you're not working to come on to that timeline, the optimum timeline, that's why some of these things don't come to pass, because at the end of the day, we are creator beings and we must create reality. If we don't, we still create our reality, but probably not optimum one. Yeah. So people, tag your friends. I've just got to share out.
We are creators, and that's true. But also remember that what we create as a reality is based on our thoughts, and as we think it shall be. So that is the creation that we have, or manifesting. But whose thoughts are we thinking? Whose reality are we creating? Is it our own, or what we've been educated to believe is our own?
So how do we break that down in layman's terms?
Well, whose reality are you creating? How do you know that this is your reality? How would you actually know that you're creating your own reality and not creating somebody else's idea of what this reality should be?
It's amazing what we can do when we put our mind to it.
Well, we are capable of doing a lot. I mean, we're creating this moment itself, the reality of this moment. This moment itself is a manifestation. We have created it. We are creating it as we're actually speaking and doing what we're doing. being in control of this creation, though, that's where the tricky part is, because if we're thinking of certain ideas, what are those thoughts? How did we come across those thoughts? And those thoughts, whatever we're thinking in itself is based on a language. Where did we get this language? Whose idea of the words that we use and the associations to those words? So, what reality are you truly creating? Are you creating what you believe is your reality, or are you creating somebody else's belief of what this reality is? So there's a lot more than just stating we're going to manifest, but to do the work itself. So that's where the tricky part is: how many actually want to do the work to understand how they're creating this reality, why they're creating this reality, whose idea of this
Well, that's
belief of a reality is it?
well, that's so important because some people in the 3D, oh yeah, it's just all hard work and it's all hard work and discipline. But yeah, discipline does have a part to do with it. But until we really understand our mind and our thoughts and start to regain control of them, we don't realize how bombarded we are. We're told this, we're told that, we have to do this, we have to do that. That's just the way it is. Says who? Who says these
That
things?
exactly right. Whose idea is this? So again, it's all based on our thinking. You know, how do we think? Why are we thinking in the particular way that we're thinking? Remember, even our visuals, even when we see something, we place words to them. Where did those words come from? Whose idea of this word, or whose belief that this word is associated to what we believe the word represents? So again, whose reality are we creating? We are manifesting. We're manifesting, as I said, every
It's
moment.
reality.
This moment is manifested.
That's the deal, people. If you would like a reading, you must come on the show, and but you must be prepared to ban Celine Dion. That's how it works around here. I have no problem with Celine Dion. She's probably a really nice person. I've never met her, but I'm not planning on having her on this show as a guest.
I'll have her on the show as a guest. I'd like to do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fine. That's it. Are you
I'll
there to assist her, or are you there to antagonize her?
antagonize.
Okay, that's it. So people, if you would like a reading, who's got who wants to embrace, who wants to get out of their comfort zones to move forward? Because if you can't get out of your comfort zone, well, you can get, there's not much anyone can do, regardless of what they tell you. It's all about us pushing ourselves past our comfort zones, all about us growing. Okay, growing as individuals. That's how it works. Okay. So I could, yeah, I can go somewhere and go. I mean, what do you want? You want to here? Look, oh, you got love. Your next love's coming in next month, and he's going to propose to you. There's going to be heaps of money. Like really, people. Or you can get to know you. We can tell you how to grow you, so you can manifest what you desire. Okay. But a lot of people just want it to fall on their plate. But it's all about knowing who we are so we can rise in vibration, come into alignment, and then watch the synchronicities, watch the universe do its ballet and its magic. And who knows what can happen? It's up to us. It's up to us. Hey, Chantel, how you going?
Good evening, Chantal.
It's good to see that you're watching and not just lurking. It is awesome. It is awesome. How's the beach? Chantel went down the beach and she was like 10 meters from like a couple of dolphins.
Nice.
See what happens, people, when you come into alignment? The dolphins come.
I used to go where the Tasman, Spirit of Tasmania docks in Melbourne. There's a little pier next to it called the Lagoon. Just go fishing there all the time. Just have 2 dolphins come in there all the time. And sharks. But dolphins mainly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You can pet sharks, but it's nicer to pet dolphins. Sharks they're not as cluey, are they? So, well, we don't know, do we?
We have an idea. We don't know. I haven't experienced them, so I don't know what my reaction would be.
You should, can you change your name to Chantel Sunsplash to Chantel Dolphin Splash? No, too soon. Just thinking outside the box. So, people, could you share us out? Could you tag your friends if you got friends that really need a stuck? Okay, and could really benefit from this show. Message them, get them in here, because we're here to help people grow and expand. Hey Emma, how you going? Hello. Hello. Hello, Emma. Fancy meeting you here. Yeah. Oh, it's a nice girl like you doing on a show like this. Expanding. So, who hasn't had a read in a while? Who wants to fresher up? Who wants a refresher? Good morning. It's night here. It could be morning where you are, Alicia. This show, to get a reading, you must come on the show. Okay, and then you get a reading from both of us. We can go deeper into it. All you got to do is click on the link, sign in Google or Facebook, whatever floats your boat, and then come in.
Don't worry, Brooke doesn't bite.
No, I don't throw any punches. But I'm another one you can look out for. Come on, people.
If you want a coffee?
Yeah, or you could pay $100 a piece and get a private session from us. That's fine. We can do that too. It's cheaper on this show though. So who we got here? Who has never been on the show? Who would like to come on the show? Be our first guest for a reading? I don't know. I got cards here. Christmas cards. Some of them are, some of them are not. Hey, Claire. Indeed. Actually, I don't charge $100 for a private session, but you can always tip me. It's cheaper than that. So if anyone would like a reading, you must come on the show. There's 1,000 million shows that you can just stay in your comfort zone and pull a couple of cards while you're watching Netflix and playing with your nose ring. we can come on here and connect. USPA. What would okay, United States. Where would PA be?
Pennsylvania? No, don't know. That's
No, that'd be
weird.
PE.
No. No, it could be the first letter and the last letter.
True. It could be. Oh, it is. Pennsylvania. That's not. It should be PV or something like that. How's Pennsylvania going? Hey, Clara. Claire Tink, if you would like to come on the show, if you would like a reading, you must come on the show. You must click on the link and come in. And we put you on screen because if you truly want to grow and develop and move forward, you must come out of your comfort zones. When was the last time Emma came on this show?
Emma come on this show.
Yeah. Yeah, when was the last time you were on, Emma? So, yes, it is all about moving past comfort zones because we have to do that on a daily basis if we want to grow, if we want to be. See, that's what a lot of the other readers don't tell you. They go, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. What they don't tell you is if you don't make the right choices and come into alignment, you'll create resistance and you will be on an alternate timeline. You'll shift timelines. So we're here to help you to get to know yourself so you can be on that optimum timeline. Because this is the real world, not a fantasy. Well, unless it's a real fantasy. Could be a real fantasy. Either way. Hey, Tanya, how you going?
Hello, Chantel. It's Tonya. Pronounced Tonya.
I know. You told me that 1,000 times and I still don't say it right.
You still forget.
I forget. From the UK, Germany, Great Britain. How great is it? I don't know. It's not what I've been seeing on Twitter. Seems pretty cool. Hey, Chantel, how are you? We're good. People, and if you would like a reading, you must come on the show. And also, feel free to donate to support the show. The PayPal link is up there. Northern Territory. All right. Unless that's Nantucket. No. Nottingham. Oh, that's right. You live with Claire. You're with Robin Hood, aren't you? That region. What did you share? Do you want to come on the show and tell us what you're sharing, Emma? We'd love to hear.
Io patano ishanok atumiyat anos iotononaya ishanon atao om.
Oh. Out of incense. Oh, I got Dragon's Blood and Champ. Dragon's Blood. I'm not sponsored.
It'll only
by
be now
Sarah.
that you can let go. You cannot let go one day. This is the one day to let go. This is the only day. Thou.
What are you trying to control?
Yourself.
Come on, Emma. Sounds like fear to me. Let's get out of that fear. Let's push the boundaries.
Our thoughts control ourselves. As we think it shall be. We think we cannot, then we cannot. We think we can, then we can.
Yeah,
We are more capable than what we have been led to know.
we are. We either do or we do not.
When we remove the boundaries from ourselves, every aspect of what we believe ourselves is or are, what is left is in sync with that which we do not yet acknowledge. Many want to believe certain things, but one does not know oneself and why they believe. Every layer that we hold on to, every belief that we hold on to, prevents oneself from being what oneself truly is. And there's no belief required in oneself, but it is the boundaries, your beliefs, which hold you back from experiencing oneself. Let go of the thoughts of control and express. Flow in the river of the unknown. Dao isamat iokanos.
See, that's where the blockage is. Is people think, okay, spirituality is let's tune into a bit of spirit, get a couple of gifts happening, and then I'll be able to get what I want in the 3D world. And if that's the understanding that you have of what you're doing, as far as evolution goes, yeah, good luck with that. Because I can point you in the direction of people who have been doing it for 30 years and still doing it that way.
Good evening. Is it Sally? S-E-L-E. How do I pronounce that? Cell Rose? Cell?
It's a continual battle, Claire, because we're just totally bombarded.
Sally.
Silly.
Sally. Sally. Sally? Sally. Emma, we don't want to understand anything. It's not about understanding. And if you're going to understand anything, understand yourself. But to understand oneself, who is oneself? That one is understanding. Oneself does not require anything above it to be understood, because understanding literally means I stand under. Who do you stand under? All we want is to stand under ourselves. But then when we start to acknowledge how we're using the words, there's nothing to stand under. No changes will be made tomorrow. No changes could have been made yesterday, because if they were, there will be the changes right now. All we have is this moment unfolding. If you're thinking that something different will be outside of this moment, outside of this moment is the only time that you'll be able to focus on, and there'll never be a difference. It's only this moment that one can actually truly make a change. You do not wait to do something, you do it. And you can do it right now.
Come on, Emma. I'll be nice.
Yotao katao no shion da umat man atala un siot ikiomas.
Sally, you've been on the show, haven't you? You came on last week, didn't you? Hey, Donna.
Well done.
And should have. Would love a reading, but I'm nervous. That's okay. You can just get once you're in it and it gets happening, then the nerves is just it's an illusion that energy that we feed.
Are you nervous or do you feel nervous? Don't try, do. It's the way that we speak as well, which has a lot of relevance. So are you nervous or do you feel nervous? So nervous is an experience that we have. Are you what you are experiencing this moment? Or are you the experiencer? That's right. So you feel. So there's an energy around called nervous.
We can feed nerve. We can feed we can focus on it and grow.
That's
that feeling. Hey, Kim. So who would like to come on the show? People have benefited from being on the show with Brooke and Stathi. We're all nervous. What are you nervous about?
Van Cindy. Ikio matala unok iomat iak na ikian.
Ban Cindy. I swear, Cindy, you look a lot like James Hetfield. Well, there you go, Ban Cindy. Kim, are you still getting counselling from like being on this show? Are you still like shaking, or are you good? Yes, I'm not being gender specific, but if you come on, you might have to grow some balls. Absolutely. It is. I know. I'm going to be doing a fire ceremony tomorrow with some friends. Fire ceremony are awesome. Have you guys done a fire ceremony? I've done one in ages. I did one online just over a year ago. It was he's having a connection problem. It was awesome. And just the intent when you're doing, if you haven't done a fire ceremony or anything like that, some of the ceremony workers just quite brilliant. You can learn a lot about it, and it's all about to that intent and getting ready for it. Like sometimes, if you do a big ceremony, I remember one day I spent a day and a half setting up, preparing for it. Made all these wood things for my incense and to hold the elements for the 4 directions. Spray painted them gold, put symbols on them, and I've got all these for my sacred circle, so I don't have to salt the grass. I've got all these bits of bamboo with inscripted. It goes around between all the things with incense in them. Yeah. Well, come on. Stathi will be back when his internet gets good. Just click on, and we can start there. So, click on the link, open it up in your browser, sign in with Google, something like that. And also, people, don't be afraid to donate exchange of energies to support the show. That'd be much appreciated. That would be much appreciated. Okay, I'm feeling Scorpion energy. Expand your universe. Hush, listen, tell your story. It's about expanding your universe and knowing yourself. So if there is a Scorpion here, it's time to come on the show. Hey, Donna, how you going?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. I'm just waiting. We're just waiting for Stathi to come back on the show, but I can start. I can start with a reading. Oh, he's back now.
Okay. Don't know what happened, but everything just shut down on me.
Okay. I got a button on the inside of my mouse here. I don't know what it's for, but it beats me out. It beats me out of StreamYard every time I click it.
I wasn't clicking anything. Anyway, I'm back. Hello, Donna.
Hello.
Donna, I'm going to ask you to just focus on your heart chakra. Okay. Take a deep breath, and on your count of 3, release.
Donna. How's home at the moment? Same all right? Same good, or we got some dramas there? Look, you know, a lot of the times we can pray, we can put the intent out there, we can talk to the universe, our guides, our guardians, whatever it is. And we can ask for whatever we want. We can let them know what we need. But what a lot of people don't realize about manifestation and reality is we're either attracting it or we're repelling it. Okay, that's how it works. We're either bringing the stuff we would desire closer, or we're pushing it away. Okay, we create resistance, and this all starts with our head and our heart. The first card I've got is the Moth Spirit. Okay, I'm just interested in what's happening at home because I've got be at home is the second to last card on this read. But at the moment, I've got the Moth Spirit. Surrender now. Okay, because there seems to be some I got the Squirrel Spirit inverted at the bottom of your main pile, saying, it's time to believe in yourself. But the moment the universe is just waiting, saying, Donna, when are you going to let go and trust in the unknown? Because it's all about coming into that flow. It's all about coming into the unknown, embracing the unknown, and flowing with the energy. At the moment, there seems to be holding too tight onto some belief system or just some ways of doing things, because we get so set in our ways. It's hard sometimes to make the changes that we need to make. But at the moment, you've got surrender now, and but with this believe yourself inverted, I'm thinking like there's so many people that are like, oh, when I get better at something, or when this changes, or I feel confident. See, feeling confident is when people say, I wait until I've got more confidence. That's the biggest load of baloney. That's just saying I choose fear. Okay, because next to your main action card, I've got choose love. Okay, and fears are just the unknown. But at the moment, I've got it's as far as the surrender goes, of believing yourself. I've got inverted. It's time to rise, and the reason this card is inverted is because it's waiting for you to make that choice. Okay, we have our own reality, and we can get all the readings we want to say this is coming, that's coming, this is coming. Like you know how people are like, where's my twin flame coming and all that sort of stuff. It's just is baloney. Okay, because what we need to do is we need to know ourselves, because we need to know ourselves so we know how to weave our own reality. Because most of the time is we just end up creating resistance to what we hope for, and the reason we create resistance to what we hope for is because of fear, because of the unknown. We don't know how it's going to play out. We create all these constructs. But at the moment, I've got your main action card is the Groundhog Spirit, and this is inverted, and this is time to let go. So there's stuff at the moment that you're holding on to, and the reason you're holding on to it because it might be all that you know, or it just might be what you're used to. Okay, but I've got next to it, I've got the choose love. Okay, it's time to choose love. So it's so hard. It's the hardest thing to do. Is to step out, because I got your main card, your first card of the reading is surrender now. So there's stuff that we can't control. There's stuff that we don't know how it's going to play out.
Right.
And by doing all we can to force things, all we do is we create that resistance on our ability to manifest. And when we should be doing is we should be just stepping back in love sometimes, opening that heart, coming into alignment, okay, so we can have that positive energy going, work with the unknown so we can attract that naturally. But people go, when's this going to happen? When's that going to happen? Oh, and all we do is we put out resistance, and we put out the opposite to attracting what we want. And people just feed that all the time. Because moving forward, okay, I've got the miracles endless. That's inverted. Why is that inverted? Because it's waiting for you to realize that, and know it in your heart that they're all just waiting there, waiting for you to hit the right resistance, right? Waiting for you to be that right mindset where you can start to draw things in. But until we surrender, and start to let go, because your main action card is time to let go.
Right.
Okay. Time to let go, because we hold on to things, belief systems, or we even get into spirituality. Sometimes we're like, okay, I'm going to do things this way, this way, this way. Why is it not working? I've done all this training. I've got these gifts. Why is these things not playing out? Because we're still holding on to our old constructs, our old ways of doing things. When we're going to be malleable. We're going to be able to flow with what the universe is throwing our way. But we're like, oh no, I've got to go back. I do my meditation at 5, and then the universe is throwing us an opportunity to take us on a divine detour, and we're like, no, I can't do that. I've got to go home and meditate at 5, just as an example. Okay, but at the moment, there's resistance in it. There seems to be slight neglect on your behalf of your inner child. Okay, and when we go, I don't know if you know about inner child work, but when we do, these are the things that as we grow up, good or bad or whatever they are, we create thought patterns, routines, what's the other one? Habits, patterns. We create patterns, thought patterns. And then what happens as we go through life is we're used to going to these thought patterns. And because we go into those old thought patterns, the neurons expand and they become the path of least resistance in our brain. Because the body, the energetic body, the mind, the biological, it's all one and the same. Okay. So at the moment, there's some stuff from your past that needs to be healed because it's created certain thought patterns that are actually acting as resistance at the moment in your ability to manifest. Okay. Yeah. And some stuff we don't want to touch, but it's because there's pain attached to it. But sometimes there's no way around it. Otherwise, we carry that pattern. We carry that old pattern that we used to defend ourselves, that old thought pattern that we used to help us stay safe or to make us feel safe or secure. It's no longer needed. And when we don't heal these things, we're still running an old program. And all this does is this is the baggage. This is the stuff that drags us moving forward. And if we want the good stuff, we want to evolve, or we want to know ourselves, it's just part of it. Is healing that part. But at the moment, there's something at home. And look, I've got the trust and the science card. So there's something to do with home or your healing, and this is the third person, trust in the science. What you tell someone else, it's easy to say, hey, look, you just need to do this because we have no attachment to it. Okay. We don't have to do the work. It's all on the other person. But at the moment, something around home that you need to take a third person perspective, step out of it, and look as if you were an outsider and it had nothing to do with you. Okay, because trust in the science, that's saying you know what to do, but because of the attachment, you're creating resistance to step forward and do what needs to be done at the moment.
Right.
Okay. And I'll get your last card. The elephant. Open yourself to true abundance. It's always there. It's always there. We just need to see it. Okay, I hope that's helped you.
Your right shoulder blade inside though, so we're focusing behind your heart chakra towards your shoulder blade. There's a tightness there, which I feel there's a muscle, something with your muscles there, which your spine is out and pointing towards that shoulder blade. Your heart chakra, there's hurt there, there is pain there, and it's past tense, and it seems like you're holding on to it. And your heart chakra sort of now, when I say there's some darkness around it, I don't mean a natural anything in itself is on there. It's just something that happened. It's created a little black spot, which you're holding on to a little bit too much. That's putting you out energetically. That your right shoulder. Now I'm going to my left, but it's your right shoulder blade, and it's on the inside, and it's closer to your heart chakra. It's closer to your heart, well, heart chakra, and I'm right there. Um, Now the other point I'm going to is your solar plexus, which just above, to your left on your solar plexus, around your stomach area. Um, and there is another point that keep focusing on. Um, Solar plexus needs work. There are connections that you're holding on to, which is more for you to let go now and to move forward, because it seems like you're always going backwards on it. Your sacral is out, and there's a lot of pain towards your sacral area, just above your base itself. Ungrounded. Um, you're too much thinking about situations, and that's keeping you up here somewhere. It's keeping you out of the moment itself, and you're not enjoying yourself as much as you could be. You could be enjoying. Um, Work on your base chakra, to keep yourself grounded. Um, Now, with your sacral orange, the color orange, uh, work with orange colors for a while, and that'll assist you with your sacral. And also, what would be good is to actually really do read on the chakras themselves and get to understand them for what they represent. The more you get to understand what the chakras are, the more that'll assist you to align them as well. Your solar plexus, now this is where it's time to start letting go. You need to let go. And to let go, though, what's interesting here is that your solar plexus, what you're holding on to, is actually closing or keeping your throat chakra tight. And so your throat's fairly tight itself. Um, you're not speaking enough of well, what you want to be saying. So though someone's always blocking you from speaking, it's time for you to start using your throat, start using your voice and speaking. You'll start to find that your throat chakra will clear up a little bit more. And as they clear up, you'll start to feel your heart chakra opening up as well. Don't look behind any longer. Look in the present moment and appreciate that which is around you right now, because this is where your energy is. The more you're thinking of your past, that's not really going to assist. Learn to do cord cutting. Um, the more you can do cord cutting, the more you can let go of, I don't want to say negative and I don't want to say positive. I don't want to use those words, but the more you can let go of that which is not assisting you to be your better self, the better yourself will be. So start working on that aspect of it. So do some cord cutting. Keep yourself grounded. Orange, work with orange, because that's the color that keeps popping up for me. Just keep working on orange, and that'll be your sacral area. Now, I don't know if it's an actual medical condition around your solar plexus, just above your sacral, if there's something going on with your stomach area.
No, just
But,
below the hip.
sorry, say again?
Just below there, the hip.
Okay, it's your hip, is it? Okay, so I'm picking it further higher. Work on your chakras, and I feel that you'll start to notice and bring yourself present. Did you do yoga at any stage, or have you been doing yoga, or are you doing yoga, or anything along those lines, Pilates, or anything like that? No.
No,
I feel that something along that energy aspect of it is going to assist you with your flexibility, because there is flexibility that is actually your body's asking to be a little bit more flexible. So that can be you being more flexible as well. But do something where it's going to assist you with the stretching and so forth, and that'll help as well with your chakras, and that'll help with a lot of the muscles that are tight on you at this moment. Um, Third eye is clear, but don't overthink the situations. The situations themselves, the more you think about them, the more you visualize them, the more you're going to be changing them around. And that's not really going to be assisting with how your body is reacting to it, because our body does react to our thought process. So the more you're thinking positive for yourself and not focusing on others, so you keep your focus to yourself, the more your body's going to react to the positive thinking as well. Um, now, spirituality, it's a word that I'm just going to use. Do you do readings? Do you do anything like that? Do you use cards
Yes.
for yourself or for others? You do. Okay. I feel it's time that you start looking at how those cards represent for you more than it is for somebody else, because there's messages there that you're not. You're giving yourself the messages, but you're focusing on giving messages outside of yourself. There's a lot of messages that you're, which are more for you than there are for anybody else at this moment. Um,
Okay.
and that has a lot to do with where you are in present moment, not tomorrow, not yesterday, but right here, right now. Um, when you grab, next time you grab your cards, whatever cards come up first, which I feel that you already do this, they are for you in the moment that you're reading them. Exactly what is occurring in the moment, not outside of the moment, not outside of when you're reading them. If it says, if the cards are stating something about something is coming, be aware that it is right now that it is coming as you're reading it. And you'll start to notice the difference in the energy that you're actually receiving for yourself, or you're actually be expanding it, because the energy is from inside you. The messages are from yourself to yourself. So start paying real attention to how these messages, and it has a lot to do with health wise, and a lot to do with your being in the present, because that's where you're going to actually understand certain things that are unfolding for you as well. Um, Other than that, there's not much more. Keep yourself clear with your thoughts. Don't overthink situations. Do your cord cutting. You'll notice a big difference once you start cutting the cords from connections that you have made. Um, Orange for your sacral, because I do feel that area requires some work, but it's more about the color itself at this moment, which will
Okay.
assist you. And keep yourself grounded. So that's your base chakra. Keep yourself grounded. Um, Focus more on what is occurring in the moment as it's occurring than how things could turn out. So what it is right now is exactly what you require for it to be. Nothing different. Everything happens for a reason. It's always happening in the moment that you're aware that it's happening, not outside of this moment. Um, Now, if you haven't done it, or if you have done it, I will recommend that, or I suggest, I suppose, probably a better word, is go and get yourself some acupressure or acupuncture done. Certain meridians along your thigh, right thigh, are blocked, and that will assist you as well with just releasing some of the energy that's been building up in those in your leg areas. So more towards your thighs and small your yeah, it is your right thigh. So get your those meridians can do with some energy release as well. So either acupuncture or acupressure will really do it. Um,
All right.
if you haven't done cupping, do some cupping on your back, and that will actually assist as well with releasing some of this. I'll just use the word yuckiness that you're
Right.
holding on to as well. I hope that's assisted you. Okay, do you have any questions you'd like to ask?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. That's all I have for you. I hope that has assisted you. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have a lovely day, it looks like, behind you.
Yes. Just getting started.
Great. Thank you, Donna. Have a lovely one.
Thank you, you too.
Yeah. Ah. Okay. So we have next. What's going on? Create enter the studio. You'll be next. Um, Good morning, just long. What cards to
Penny, just what town are you in? So late at night, just message me in. Let's see, time and date for.
You shouldn't be asking anything regarding programming of your device. You should be able to just click on the link.
Just sign
and
in
I'll
with
ask
Google.
you to join with it. Yeah, sign in with Google or Facebook, and that's all you require. Okay.
Okay.
Tina, hello from Denmark.
7 a.m. 7:04 a.m. Penny. So Penny, if you're ordering me on your Thursday, just in the morning. Oh, sorry, it'll be like after 7. Oh, anything after 6 a.m. for midday. 6 a.m. to midday, just ring us on Thursday or Friday on Messenger, Penny, and we'll do it then. Okay, we have a Claire. Awesome. Hey, Claire, how you going?
Yeah.
Hi,
Hello, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
right.
Hello.
Claire, I ask you, and I ask everyone, so everyone just be aware, focus on your heart chakra. Take a deep breath in, and on your count to 3, release. And I'll leave you with Brooke.
Claire,
Yes.
always wait. It feels like always waiting for a destination somewhere else. Okay, like, oh, when this happens, that'll be cool. I can't wait till I develop this far, and life will be awesome. And the problem is it feels like you're too far ahead. Okay, the joy, the happiness is always something attached to it in the future. Okay, and this is the old program. This is the old program, the old ways. You know, the 3D. Okay, this is the carrot on the stick, and we try to move forward. We get in spirituality. I don't know if you're into spirituality or what you do, but when we do this, the dangerful that most people fall into, especially beginners, it's understandable. But even I've seen people still do this and be in the industry for 20 years. And it's like, my God, you haven't worked it out now. But they're always looking, things will be good when I'm somewhere else. But when we do that, we release all our power. We give all our energy away. As Stathi talks about, it's always about being in the moment and having a look at is the interface of what we got in the moment and in the present. Because at the moment, it feels like you're holding yourself back. You're holding yourself back because you feel like you're not good enough. You know, all these self-worth issues, they're all based upon, well, us taking on other people's beliefs. Okay, and then what happens is we take on other people's beliefs. Then what happens is it becomes our reality. It affects our self-esteem, and we want change in our life, and we want things to be better. But at the end of the day, is we just got to say fuck it, and we have to move past our comfort zones. Okay, because we want confidence. When we start doing and taking steps, we'll still feel like our self-esteem will still take a knock, and we'll feel like, oh, we can't do anything. Then someone will turn around and go, said, oh man, that was awesome. You did great. You're an inspiration to me. And boom, there we go. We just got a little bit of confidence. Okay, but it's just, at the moment, external validation seems to be knocking you about. Okay, and it's playing havoc. So at the moment, continue doing things the same way is you're waiting for the external to line up, and at the moment it's just about realizing your self-worth and saying, look, I've got to do some stuff. I've just got to move forward. Okay, there's no such thing as failure. There's only undesired outcomes. But at the moment, there's some little things in your life that you think, okay, yeah, it's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal. It's just the way I am. I'm a bit like this, yeah, so what? Okay, and we play on our strengths. But some of these things are having the way you're thinking at the moment, some of these little ideals are getting a big foothold. We have these little things in our life, and they're not big issues. Okay, they could be just tiny things, just the way we do things, the way we think about things, the way we think about self. But what happens is they start to have a massive ripple effect across the whole pond, even though it might seem little. And at the moment, there's a shift. There's a big shift waiting for you to come in. Okay, and people get these readings all the time. Oh, there's a big shift coming and all that. Yeah. But that's when that doesn't happen on its own. We don't just sit back. We've got to make the effort. We've got to make the change. Because your main action card I've got for you is the Raven. Prepare for change. This is inverted. Why? Because it's waiting for you to make that step. To step out into the unknown, to step out into the fear, to try something. But at the moment, you seem to be holding back, playing the half foot in, the half foot out, sort of sitting on the fence almost. And the universe, your inner self, would be screaming out to you, going, "Come on, come on, come on!" Because I've got your inner wisdom, and what's in here in your head, you know a lot. You know better. Deep down inside, you know better. But it's gaining that courage, okay, and stepping out into that great unknown, and just going, you know what? If I don't try now, I don't move forward now. If I don't have a shot, I'm going to be waiting for the right moment all my life. Okay, and we play the waiting game, and then the leap of fortune is you're always thinking of when I get there. But it's not about when we get there. It's all about us here and now, and going, what choice can I make now? Because I've got here, you've got, look, trust in the science card came up. That's the third person. What would you be telling someone else that's not in your shoe? You know, someone else. If you were someone else looking at your life now and you were giving them advice, what would you be telling them? You'd be telling them, just get out there and do it. Come on. You can't hold back and just wait. Okay? So it's, and that knowledge is within you. But you have to muster up enough courage to start to make the choices to imply that into your life. Okay, because at the moment there's opportunities all around you, and when we don't act upon them, they move. We keep going, universe. I want to help. I want to grow. I want to move forward. Yeah, we come across opportunities to learn, grow, and develop, and we go, oh no, that, yeah, I don't think I'm ready for that. Okay,
Right.
it's time, Claire, just to say, look, I gotta step forward and do it. I gotta make that choice. Otherwise, we got the shameless sensuality card. What happens is when we don't make the choices to benefit ourselves and move forward, we go into that. We just get stuck in gratification. Okay, and that's what the whole world is about. Work hard, chase a carrot on a stick, and then we go to the pub, we go out to barbecues or whatever. We go to the movies. We just look for gratification. Okay, gratification from some other way when we should be getting all that gratification should be coming from within inside of us, knowing ourselves and opening our heart and moving into that orchestra of alignment that the universe that we're made for. Okay, but there's plenty waiting for you. Okay, but you got to have faith. But not only have faith, you got to have faith in yourself. Just start to move, because if we don't, we can get another year in the track, and then it's like, well, what have we done this year? And it's not a judgment game. It's just what it is. But you've got all the knowledge and you've got all the wisdom inside of you, but you've just got to apply that. The third person, you've got to apply that. Okay? And your main pole, I've got the hedgehog. Be a magnet for light, love, and joy. Do you know how we become a magnet for light, love, and joy? We become light, love, and joy. Like attracts like. It's not the other way around. Okay? So you got to live that spirit. Just make some choices, but it's just stepping out of that fear. When you start to accomplish and you start to move forward, if you choose to move forward and you push yourself past your comfort zones, you're going to start to see how capable you really are. Okay? And this is how we gain confidence. This is how we gain that self-worth. By making the choice and moving forward. And then when we get it, we realize that we're still the same. We're the same person we always were. Okay? So that's another illusion that the world tells us that we've got to break down. Okay? I hope that's helped you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Feels like you're waiting for something, Claire. Feels like you're well, there's something that you're waiting for. I feel that you're waiting for someone to tell you what to do. So there's an emptiness there, and you want it filled. Connecting, yeah, look, I can connect to all levels that an individual is, but there is an emptiness within you. There's a coldness within you. There's a sourness within you. There's a lot to there, which is. Brooke mentioned that. Look, we all got the possibilities. Everyone's got that ability to achieve what they choose to achieve. But I feel that you're waiting for something or someone to tell you what direction to go. There's just not much that is there to work with you, to say that you need to work on your chakras. Well, every single one of them requires to be worked on. You need to pull yourself together and bring yourself in this moment to get out of your head. Your base chakra is, it's just all over the place. So it can go to your sacral. That requires a lot of work itself, and it's just not aligned with any of the other chakras. Solar plexus, oh, so much thinking, so many connections, so many people that you're just focusing on and not on yourself. Heart chakra, you know, sometimes when something is um, overworked or overthought or um, enlarged is not necessarily good. You know, having a big heart does not make somebody a good person. I'm not speaking about whether you are or not a good person. The heart chakra just seems to be, it's there, it's green, it's pale green, it's not an actual nice bright green, which normally is. There's hardship there, there's a heart, a hardness. Yeah, probably that's the right word that I can use at this moment. Throat chakra overworked. You're constantly speaking, but you're not speaking. It's not your truth. You're happy to listen to somebody tell you something, and you're happy to share out that information, but your truth has not really been spoken. Um, Again, your mind itself is always about, when is this going to happen for me? When is this going to happen for me? But you're not doing
Mm.
anything to make this happen for you. You're not doing anything. You're not doing the work to actually ground yourself, to align yourself, to actually get yourself into your state of who you truly are. These expectations all around you, your energy is just cold. That's what I pick up, a cold energy from you. Um, Stop thinking about what is going on around the world. Start focusing on yourself. Yes, what's going on around the world is going on around the world. Um, you can keep your focus there and just keep feeding that and start wondering, oh, how's this affected me? It's going to affect you as much as you want it to affect you. Um, Whatever the neighbor is doing, the neighbor is doing. It's irrelevant to what they're doing. Move on with your life. Get back into your own self. Bring your focus to you
Mm.
and start taking care of you and not worrying about what is going on around you. Now, the only part of what is going on around you is what's around you right this moment. That is what you should be focusing on. When you look in the mirror, look at that mirror and focus on the person that you're looking at. That's the only focus that's to be had. Forget about the rest of them. Um, Learn more about your chakras and how to align them. And learn your cord cutting and connect from all the thoughts that you have and all the people that you keep thinking of. Stop doing that because um, that's just what you said.
I
When we
constantly
start,
do that. I constantly
when we
do that
start,
all the time.
yeah, I know.
I'm a person who thinks of, like, I'm the sort of person, um I'd rather worry about and make sure that someone else is okay, rather than like how I'm feeling or thinking or whatever. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's egotistic.
Yeah.
It's the ego at work, full blown ego there. That's exactly right. When we focus on others and we pull their energy into us, that starts to build up on us and starts to create the reality that we're living in. We're not living our own anymore. We're living on the ideas or the thoughts of whom we're focusing on. So that's what you're doing. You haven't found yourself because it seems to be more somebody else's reality is more interesting than your own. Find the interest in yourself. Learn your chakras, learn
Mm.
to do some cord cutting, disconnect from what you're focusing on, get out of your head, stop thinking about what somebody else, whatever somebody else is doing. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being concerned about somebody, and it's not to be concerned. If they're not in your vicinity, why are you thinking of them? Because you're only creating your belief of what is going on with them. When somebody's here, like I'm talking to you right now, this is the only reality you actually have. This is the reality, this moment, not in your head. As you're speaking to somebody and you have that connection with them, what they're saying to you is what you focus on. When they're gone, do your cord cutting, let them go. If you can start thinking about, oh, the poor thing, or oh, I hope they're well, that's not really helping anybody. That's just creating a scenario in your head, which is pulling in particular energy, which the body itself will take on and have the effect of it.
Mm.
Hence, where you are at this moment. Um, Your energy is drained. Well, it is drained, but it's you do have an energy there, but it's not your energy because you're pulling in somebody else's energy, constantly pulling somebody else's energy.
Yeah.
If you're waiting for somebody to tell you what to do, pull yourself together, pull your finger out, do the work, get to know who you are, start doing the work on the chakras, start doing the clearing that is supposed to be done, focus in the moment, and allow the moment to unfold. You don't know what's going to happen. You can presume whatever you want. It is up to you. But you're not making those choices, and those choices are only yours, nobody else's. I can tell you whatever I want, but unless you do something about it, it's irrelevant. You're the one who's in control of yourself. As I'm in control of myself, Brooke is in control of themselves, and everyone you're focusing on has control of themselves. Pull yourself together, focus on you, keep your focus on you. When somebody's in front of you and you can have a conversation with them, deal with the conversation that you're having at that moment. Once they're gone, bring your focus back to you. Unless you start doing the work, you're going to remain where you are right this moment. Always wondering, always thinking, always in your head and not in the present moment. So we can't get out of the present moment. All we can do is deny the present moment by focusing in our mind of what has happened and what is going to happen, and never realizing what is happening right now, because this is the only reality we truly have, this moment, not anything else outside of this moment. And when you realize it, and if you choose to realize it, this is the only moment that we truly have, no others. I hope you pull yourself together. I hope you do the work for yourself, and I hope that's assisted you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Claire.
Thank
Namaste.
you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's the one I was going for, Cindy. Or was it this one? No, it was that one.
Thank you, Sally. Guys, you come on. This is who we are. This is who I am. I see what it is that I see, and I speak exactly what I see. I'm not going to make your life comfortable because that's what you want. I'm not interested in what you want. But if you want the truth, I'll give you my perspective, and it is my perspective, yes, and it is my opinion. But energy does not lie. Remove the thoughts, remove the presumptions, and what you perceive at that moment is exactly what it is.
It sounds harsh, but how far has love and light gotten you?
Yeah, what is harsh? It's only harsh if you want it to be harsh, or it can be exactly what it is. Somebody's speaking exactly what it is that you want to hear, what you require to hear. I'm not going to give you what you want. I'll give you what you need. And that's what it really comes down to. We want to hear, oh, love and light, and oh, the fairies, and all this. Go somewhere else.
Well, that's it, because it doesn't really assist. I mean, I know some lovely spiritually connected people, but when someone just sits there blowing smoke up my ass, I'm just like, I get a reading and I'm like, oh, really? That just seems too good to be true. Yeah. It's like, tell me that I'm fucking up in an area that I need to work on. At least it's something tangible I can go, you know what I mean? But well, that's it. It just depends. What do you want? Do you want to? I want to grow. I want to evolve. I want to move forward. I don't want to sit waiting around for someone to go, oh, this is going to happen. They're coming to do this to you. It's like, no, I don't want that. Not interested. Tell me how it is. Tell me where my resistance is. Show me what I'm not seeing. And usually we don't see. We do see, but usually what happens is the self-judgment kicks in, and then we can't truthfully look at our flaws. It's hard. at the end of the day, if you don't clean that spilt milk up, eventually it's going to stink and get all sticky and yucky in the middle of the floor in the kitchen.
So as you acknowledge what is unfolding as it unfolds, and I'm not saying something that's going to happen. Forget about what's going to happen because it hasn't happened yet. What is happening right now? This is where you are. As you acknowledge where you are and you can appreciate it, be grateful for it because you can't be anywhere else. The moment you are aware, the moment you become aware of your surroundings, the moment you become aware of where you are in the moment, as you are right now listening to what I'm saying, this is all that is occurring. It is exactly how it's supposed to be. So that's doing something because being aware is the hardest thing that anyone can truly do. Being aware of the moment in the moment itself. And at times there are things that I don't want to say, and I sort of do wonder why. Sometimes I wonder why I do. But as you come into the moment and you acknowledge this moment to be exactly what it is, you don't focus on what it's going to be because you're just in such a good state and in such a good space because the moment is the most powerful moment that we have. What is presented, well, as it's presented without presuming it should or shouldn't be, we deal with it. And until it's presented, it doesn't matter. Appreciates where you are. Are you doing nothing? Well, being aware is actually doing something, and it is the hardest thing to be aware of this moment because the mind wants to think about outside of this moment. The mind wants to think about backwards or forwards. It doesn't want to be here. You know, we've been trained to keep looking ahead. We've been trained to remember the past. Well, the past has happened. We can keep focusing on it, and we'll just keep creating it. So the future is yet to be because the future is this moment. So many won't actually be able to acknowledge this, but this is the future right now. In the moment, the future is constantly unfolding before our eyes. And as I will say to everyone, if you remember the past, only in the future can you remember the past. Because if you were in the past looking into the future, this will be the future that you're looking into. Because this is the only thing. All we have is the moment becoming the past. And that's all it's going to be. We are able to do so much in this moment. This is where we feel the energy. We don't feel the energy outside of the moment. The present is where all the energy is. In our mind, yes, that's energy itself, but that is wasted energy. Acknowledging the energy that is around you in the moment. That is where you'll find who you are when you know what it is that you're aware of. Because what you do is become aware of the one that is aware of what you're aware of. I'm going for this one. So what about sitting around? Just be aware you are sitting around. Acknowledge.
I can feel my belly full of food.
Yeah. You know, the shift itself, when you understand what the shift truly is, it is a shift of the way that we were doing things to being aware of what we are doing. That is in itself the shift. You can go into the way that you think and why you're thinking that way. I already said that earlier, but our thoughts themselves, which have been created for us, by the way, you might think that you're thinking for yourself, but when you realize how you're thinking, someone has created those thoughts for us. Someone has created this reality for us. We're just perpetuating it without questioning it, just allowing this to be something that someone says this is how things are. There's a lot more to see when you open your eyes, and you can see it now, not some other moment. And yes, this present moment, it's infinite, by the way. We measure it with time, but it is infinite.
Well, it is always now, isn't it?
It is always now, yes.
So, who would like to come on the show? Made for motion. That means we're going to move, people. We're going to move. We can't stay stagnant. Silly. How convenient. How convenient. We have to move. I did nothing today and got a ton of things done. Well, I'm not judging. I'm only here to stir you. Unless you come on and get a reading, and then I'll do what it is that I do. But while I'm here and you guys are out there, I'm a stirrer. I love to muck around. How happy?
Sally, bring your focus to your forehead.
Yeah.
Bring your focus to your forehead. You may know when you start to feel the pressure on your forehead. Mm. Natal Ioshana Mas. Atawa no kun Tio Kiona at Anamna. How's your heart chakra feel now? You should start feeling warm. I can say so much. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay, people. Who's next? Yeah. Who else is coming? You know the deal. Click on the link, jump on. Yeah, the greatest fear that we all have is realizing that we are not what we believe we are. That is the fear that most of us have. And I do say most of us, I can include myself in that, to understand a lot of things that we have believed is not our own, and to get past that, um, get getting past the belief, which is the only boundary that we truly hold on to. That's the only thing that prevents us. We believe a lot of things. To understand and getting out of our comfort zone is the beginning. That's why Brooke and I decided to do this show and having people coming onto the show, because that is the beginning of breaking that uncertainty, that comfort zone that we're all in. Everybody's today, especially these days with computers, we're all behind the screen. Um, Behind the screen, we're very powerful. We're so macho. We're so many things. But that's the ego that doesn't want to be seen. A lot of people think that a lot of people think that because they think that they're the ego. Now I say that they think that the ego, but they don't realize that they think that they're the ego, because it's the ego that's thinking, and the ego doesn't like to be confronted. The ego wants to be in that comfort zone. Um, as we get past that uncomfortable part of ourselves. We break that first boundary, which is the ego boundary, which says, "Oh no, I can't do this. Oh, I'm embarrassed." Or that's, every excuse that is used not to come into the show is the ego. That's what the ego represents. Now, although ego is not a dirty word, and there's nothing wrong with the ego, it's just that we have let the ego take control. It's time to reverse the tables and say, okay, well, I'm in control of the ego. And what does the ego represent? The ego is your education. The ego is every belief that you have. The ego is every, no, I can't do this. So that's the ego. "Oh, I shouldn't be doing this, or I should do this." That's the ego. The ego can't accept this present moment. The ego can't accept, can't let go. It wants to hold on because it believes, and this is the subconscious aspect of ourselves. The ego believes that it's going to die. It doesn't die. But the ego, if you like, is like a horse. It's a wild stallion just running amok. Time to put the reins on the ego and take control of the horse that you're riding. The horse itself, as you say, they're beautiful creatures. Ego does get a bad rep, and it doesn't need to. You this is the ego. I am the ego. The ego itself is what we use to experience. The ego is what we use to explore, to taste, to smell, to see, to hear, to feel. That's the ego. But it's being in control of those aspects, or being in control of our experiences. Our experiences, the experiences, yes, we create our own experiences. And when we understand this aspect of it, we create our own experiences to be explored, to be experienced. Unfortunately, today, based on the system that we have, we're creating somebody else's belief that we're experiencing. That's why we're always, everybody's bipolar. Our emotions are all over the place for that particular reason, because as our emotions are all over the place, we don't have that clear clear vibration of who we truly are, because we are a vibration. Well, no, we're not really a vibration, because that's something completely different, but we are a vibration, if you like, and I'll just get it simple at this moment. And that vibration is constant, but that vibration is what is experiencing as well the outcomes that believes. This is why, if you actually ask yourself, am I what I feel, or am I feeling it? You got to remember, what we feel is separate to who we are. We are that which is feeling something. We can feel angry. Doesn't mean that we are angry, though. If I say I am angry, I'm actually making myself, or telling myself that I am something else, but I'll experience it as I am. But if I say I feel anger, then that's something separate to me, and I can acknowledge it's separate. It doesn't have control. So if I am something, it has control of me. If I feel something, I'm in control of whether I want to experience it or not. And the ego is the one that wants to be everything. The ego wants to be, so I feel happy. That's something that I can experience. I can say I am happy, but that's the ego that wants to be what it's experiencing. So I am, well, who am I? So have you actually asked yourselves, are you what you have been? You're uncomfortable, or you're uncertain, are you? Do you feel uncertain? Do you feel uncomfortable? Well, if you're feeling it, there's some energy around you which is called uncomfortable, uncertain, not sure. They're all energies. Jump on the show. like in Kentucky. See, what I do is I have no interest in giving anybody a belief. I'm not interested in beliefs. There's enough beliefs going around for any one of us to share. Um, uh, for myself, it's more about you getting to know what a belief is. It's getting to know you. Um, it's getting to see what we have been given. So who you are, now I'll say this very clearly, no one can tell you who you are. No one can tell you who you are. Not one single person can tell you who you are. They'll only tell you their opinion of what they believe you are. So we've taken on opinions, we've taken on beliefs of who we believe. We've just accepted that, we were told that we're this or that because somebody said it, never questioning them. So do you question yourself? How do you question yourself?
How convenient, Angelita.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that. I'm speaking to Emma. It's not about beliefs, it's about knowing the beliefs. And yes, Sally, ask yourself, did you give yourself that name? Some people do change their names and give themselves a name, but again, did you give yourself that name? Uh, this is my show on Sunday nights.
Come on the show, Cindy.
Yeah, so you gave yourself that name. Okay. That's why it's sometimes, especially these days, people just change their names. Although we have chosen, when we choose, um, have we chosen to come here? This is an interesting one in itself. Short for selenite. Okay. Did we choose to be here? If we chose to be here, now I do use the if we chose to be here, if we chose our parents, we chose the name that our parents gave us. Now, if we chose that name, there's a particular reason for it, but it's also to acknowledge that we're not what we've chosen. We can choose, we make a lot of choices, but we're not what we choose. You chose that name, okay, that's fair enough. You're not what you choose, though. So everything is a choice, but we are not the choices that we make. Everything is a belief, but we're not the beliefs that we take on. Ownership. So that's the ego, Angelita. I like my name. That's the ego saying my name. I own this, but there's plenty of Angelitas out there.
Which one is the real Angelita? That's what I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Selenite. Try that one. That's my charging plate. It's like a rack for it.
We are not who we choose. Not necessarily, Debbie. We're not who we choose. We are not what we choose. We can choose, though. Who is it that has chosen? You see, we focus on when I speak of the experience and the experience, there's the experience. Everything around us is an experience. Who's experiencing? We are the experiences. And what we're experiencing is a choice of ours to experience it. Still, the core of it is, who are we? Who are you? The hardest question. You're one with God. Really? Oh, got the wrong person here for that one. How do you know what God is? Seriously, ask yourselves. Yeah, everything is an experience. The most important thing is the words that we use. How did we come to know them? Well, what is source energy? Again, these are words. What do these words mean? Where did you learn these words? That's why why I started the show
Constantly
on
have
Sunday nights.
we have to constantly rethink everything.
Yes,
Every
we
time we
do.
explain, like the tree of knowledge, like every time we answer a question or we think we answer a question, it opens up to 5 more questions. Yet the tree grows and it branches out. That's the expansion.
And Debbie Harris, are you the singer?
It's Debbie Harry.
Debbie Harris, that's right. Think about this for a moment, Debbie. Source energy. Okay, you're using words at this moment. Now, if I haven't blown minds, I'll blow it again. Where did you hear those words? How do you know what those words mean? If all energy is source energy. That's right. So you were born, you went to school, you learned your ABCs. Your ABCs taught you the words, taught you how to spell them, gave you the associations to them. So now you say that A, B, and C means this, does it? Do you know that or do you believe that? I do have a question. I always have this, and I always put this forward to whoever's prepared to actually look deep inside themselves. I'll put this question to you. What did you know before you were educated? Do not answer with your education. You're answering with your education right now.
It's a trick question. Don't fall for it. Or is it a trick question?
Well, listen to the question again. You're still answering with your education, Emma. What did you know before you were educated? Do not answer with your education. You're born a healer. What's a
That is the
healer?
question.
See, answer the question. What did you know before you were educated? Do not answer with your education. Again, you're answering with your education. You see, when you understand that everything we say is based on our education, somebody has told us what those words are. We're speaking based on a belief that we have. What is a belief? It's not a knowing. And I know I believe, but I know that I don't know anything. So I'm speaking to you from a belief. The belief is called language. Language is education. Every word that we are using at this moment is not our words. We didn't create those words. They've been given to us. And we've just accepted them to be what they told us they are. I'm not saying they're right. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just stating that these are not our words. We don't truly know. So when we can truly accept that we don't know, well, there is an answer to it. There is an actual answer to it, but it's not spoken. I can say silence, but silence itself has an association to it. That's right. There is an answer to it, but it's not a spoken answer. There is, if you get to the point of understanding what the void is, and everything that we truly are is void of what we're experiencing. No, it's not a feeling either. Feelings are what we experience. So who is the experiencer? Again, whatever we're experiencing, there has to be that which is experiencing it. So who is it that is experiencing? Language is an experience. Feelings are an experience. Everything is an actual experience. Who is it that is experiencing though?
I got work tomorrow. Or do I just have it now? But yeah, I'm not even going there.
To know oneself, and that's what the journey is all about, to know who we are. But to know who we are, we have boundaries that are all around us. What is it that prevents us from knowing ourselves? Well, I say that beliefs that we've taken upon ourselves are the only boundaries, the barriers that have been created for us, which we are creating ourselves. Removing those barriers, removing those boundaries, removing those beliefs, because they're the boundaries, the beliefs themselves. We've taken beliefs and made them our own, but we're not those beliefs.
The one that says StreamYard, intuitive focus, Cindy. It'll look like this.
Don't dismiss the language that we have. We're using this language. The language is a tool. Okay. People, if anybody's going to come on, when I finish the cigarette, we finish. The language is a tool. And as long as we acknowledge that the language is a tool, but the tool itself cannot describe who we actually are. Our education our education does not speak of the educated one, because we are the educated ones. And the educated ones are using the education that they've received. All we speak is the education, but the education can never not speak about the educated one. The education tells us many things. Now, whether they're right or wrong is not what I'm speaking about. I'm speaking about who is the educated one.
Well, like, what do we know before we're educated? Do not answer with education. Well, to me, that means, well, if anything, grounds to explore.
That's right. We are explorers. My experience, and I speak of the experience that I had. We create our own experiences and we explore them. That is our true purpose, to manifest, explore it, experience it. We're the original explorers. What we do today is create somebody else's idea and explore that. But that is just a repetitiveness, because we don't actually explore anything. There's no true exploration to it. But we're not really learning. Nothing is new today, because everything that we do is repetitive. If you go back in history, and don't have to go too far either, you'll see that what has occurred is occurring again. We are something beyond what we can truly speak about, because it can't be spoken about. Um, the depth of ourselves is creating new, but there's nothing new. We're only experiencing the old stuff, and it's just been repeated over and over again. We say we have 365 days a year, or 7 days a week, or 12 months. They're the same. We just add different numbers to them. That's who we are, and what we're capable of is beyond what we have been told. But we're preventing ourselves by just accepting what we've been told is all there is. And to go deeper to what there is, we have to remove the belief itself. That is the only issue we have, is the beliefs that we hold on to. It doesn't matter what the belief is. What one experiences when the belief is removed, it's one's own personal experience, one's own journey. No one's journey is the same. Although it is the same that journeys, no two journeys are the same. To understand what one is, to understand what we speak of, that we use the word source, or I don't use the word for any reasons. I have my own personal reasons. Source I'm more comfortable with. Source is using all of us at the same time, in the same moment. Source is experiencing through us. Well, we are source experiencing, and we experience differences. We experience illusions, we experience beliefs. But if we make those beliefs a reality, because the belief itself is an illusion, this is all of an illusion. All of this is an illusion, or the matrix, whatever you want to call it. This illusion, though, is real. It is a real illusion. And in the illusion, everything we're experiencing, we experience as reality. But it's still an illusion. That's how our mind actually is. And we are more powerful than what we've been led to believe. If we truly understand our power, truly understand what power truly means and the depth of what we are capable of, we wouldn't need to experience this anymore. Expand one's consciousness. And if you ever wondered what 5D represents, that's what the fifth dimension represents, the expansion of consciousness. It's the breaking of the barriers that we've created for ourselves, or we've taken on, whichever way you want to look at it. Now, we're more powerful than we believe. See, the belief itself, to know that we are powerful, is to remove the belief. We're not going to be powerful tomorrow. It's in this moment, right now, that we are powerful. We always seem to believe that something better is going to come. So that's just a belief. Knowing right now, this is all there is. This moment's unfolding. Get our power anywhere else. This moment is where it stands. In this moment, being present, not expecting anything, but accepting things for what they are, as they are in this moment, is where one will just flow. Flow itself, the Taoists have it down to a pat. You cannot speak of Taoism. Taoism is not spoken. Taoism is what speaks. Tao speaks. When we can learn, well, it's not actually learning, it's remembering. Remembering to just be the leaf in the river and let the river just take you. And just accept it, wherever it is that you're going. Not expecting to be here or there, but to acknowledge one is here or there. Well, I think Brooke has called it, and we'll call it. Thank you for being here.
No one's coming on.
No,
Man, I got my
hey,
unicorn out.
I saw that your unicorn is out.
Yeah, sun settling, isn't it? Unicorns.
Okay, people. Sunday nights on Healing with Stathi, a new show started at 10:10 on Sunday nights, Melbourne time. You're not your belief or beliefs.
I can just play the ad.
You can just play the ad. Actually, you can.
Yeah,
wrong one. You got the coming with soon. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I have. I'll play it after. Yeah, well, that's it. It's probably not a unicorn friendly show, but my show is unicorn friendly. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks, Stathi. Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you, Cindy. Thanks, bro.
And yeah, he'll be Sunday night, and I think I'm on Thursday nights, just a standard reading show. And then Sunday I've got Feels Like Sunday, which I'll have a guest reader on. So until then, people, it's bye from me.
Bye from me.
I'll see you next time in the now.